Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? Again, my name is Kevin Sexton. I am the Director of Tourism and Community Affairs for Hot Springs Village POA. I'm a lifelong Arkansan, and the first thing that I always like to ask newcomers is by a show of hands, how many of you have moved here from out of state? Look around. Just everybody look around. Tell me some states. Just Minnesota, Kansas, what else? Texas. I just went to a golf show in Texas. The Texans love Hot Springs Village. Absolutely. Anywhere on the West Coast, did I hear anything from California? California? Palm Springs. Isn't that amazing? Before we get started, just know that this is a time for you to interact with each other. This is a great networking opportunity to meet new people just like yourself. We have got an exciting program for you today. It is going to be chock full of a lot of information. So what we're going to do today is listen to the presentations of each department. Here are just some of the categories that we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, Hot Springs Village Golf and DIAMANTE is here. Recreation, lakes. We're going to have police, fire, and ambulance, public services, member services, some job opportunities. Some of you may want to work part-time, full-time with the POA. There's lots of job opportunities. Staying connected to POA news, share Hot Springs Village, and of course the handouts will have the phone numbers and websites. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And our first presenter is going to be Tom Heffer. He's the Director of Golf.
Good morning, everyone. I get the privilege to come up here and talk about golf. Something fun, something very busy in the village at this point. Just to let you all know, we have over 171 holes of golf here in the village. We have 9 courses, really 9.5 since Isabella has 27 holes. So we have an opportunity to play a different golf course each day of the week and do that throughout the year. We have 8 courses in the POA, and DIAMANTE is a private club. And we have different opportunities at different courses. We have the 27-hole course at Isabella, as I mentioned. And also we have an executive course at Coronado, which is a par 62, which a lot of beginners like to play since there's no bunkers and it's no par 5. So it's got great options to play different courses here in the village. The question I get all the time is, how do we make tee times? As a member, you can make tee times up to 5 days in advance by calling the golf shops, going on our website, or calling our tee time office. We have exciting news right now in the golf department. We just moved our office from the admin building over to Balboa Golf Course, so we're back at a golf course. So please come visit us at the golf department at Balboa Club if you'd like. If you bring guests into town, you get to make tee times 90 days in advance. So if you have a guest in town, you can book it out to make sure you get your tee time. We also offer 9-hole rounds. If you're going to make a 9-hole round in prime time, which prime time would be before 1 o'clock, you can only make those 24 hours in advance. But at any time in the afternoon, you can make a 9-hole round or even walk out in the afternoons. It's a little slower. We have all sorts of rates here in the village for our members, and especially many take advantage of our super senior rate, which is 80 years and above. So we have plenty of 80-year-olds playing golf 5, 6, 7 days a week. It's amazing. We have family rates, company member guest rates, and different guest rates. For those who start playing golf, we have leagues Monday through Friday and Sunday. We just don't have a league on Saturday yet, but that might be coming soon. Saturday is one of our busy days. So we have 18-hole leagues for men and ladies, 9-hole leagues for men and ladies. We have couples leagues. We even have the Duffers League over at Coronado. They mostly play there. Juniors are in the summer. You wouldn't believe this, but we had over 350 juniors this summer, and they play at Coronado, and they get instruction on Wednesdays over at Magellan. Speaking of instruction, we have teachers here. We have some that you can teach or take individual lessons with. Just contact one of them or call the golf department. We've also started in the last 2 years the Adult Beginners Clinic, which has gone well. We give free clinics mostly in the spring. All you have to do is call the golf department and come out and take some free clinics with our golf instructors. And coming in 2022, we're going to try to put that together with a little beginners league type thing, so we get to introduce all these people that are just starting out that can play together instead of having to go out there and feel uncomfortable with maybe a low-digit handicap. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day.
Good morning. My name is Fred Noblet. I'm a member of Diamante Country Club. And much like you, I was a newcomer back in 2018. So I've experienced all the good stuff you're about ready to embark on. I want to tell you a little bit about our club. We've, since 2018, we've invested just over $1 million in Diamante. We have put in the Billy Bunker system that Augusta uses for the Masters. That's a system that's been used around the country. We've also upgraded our greens. We put on a new patio. We call it our Washita Party Patio, which has 2 outdoor fireplaces, and it's perfect for a time like this, this time of the year, where the evenings are cool, the fire pits are on, you can have a great dinner, and come out and enjoy a after-dinner dessert or cocktail by the fire. We have full memberships of golf, tennis, pool, or social. For our golf environment, we have 147 folks in our Men's Golf Association, a little over 80 ladies in the WGA, and we also have a Guys and Dolls, a couples group that plays every week. So depending whether you want to play golf, tennis, we've just instituted pickleball, where we put in 2 temporary pickleball courts, and we're testing that whole theory. We have 60 plus guys and gals that are playing pickleball every week now at Diamante. Great social environment. Every month we have a major social activity that all the members are invited to. We are also doing something October 20th. So we have what we call an Emerald for a Day program. So if you're somewhat interested and you want to come out, we let you be a member for a day. Terry Sosha, our social director, is right over here. She has these cards, they look just like this, with October 20th on it. You'll call her and contact her, and you're a full member for a day. You can come and play golf, have lunch, have dinner, enjoy that beautiful Washita patio I talked about, and sit by the fire pit and experience Diamante for a day. So if you're interested in doing that, touch base with Terry afterwards. She'd be glad to give you another one of these. We've also put a lot into the clubhouse, upgrading it since 2018. New carpeting, new facilities. From a social perspective, as I said, we do have a monthly activity, a major activity that goes on every month. We have an Oktoberfest party coming up in October that we'll be hosting. We just did a Burger in Paradise party in August, and I think we had about 180 folks turn out for that. So they're well attended. And again, if you're just interested in social, then you can come out and be a social member. You can enjoy the facilities, have dinner, participate in any of the social activities that go on, and enjoy the pool. With that, I hope your stay here in the village is as great as ours has been, and good luck in all.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Woodlands. I've got 2 things. This is going to be really hard. Number 1, I always think I know what I'm going to say before I get up here and then I always forget. So I may or may not follow that, and they also told me I have to stand behind this podium. So that's going to be tough too. But I think I'm going to get rolling by it. We have some, basically a cheat sheet that our recreation committee is in the lobby handing out. It has a list of all of our amenities that we provide, and a lot of information with contact information, phone numbers, addresses, and anything that you need to know about our amenities. I can kind of give you some highlights on some, like our beaches. We have 2 beaches. We have one at Balboa Beach. It's kind of on the central east side of the village, and we have DeSoto Beach on the west side. We have some lawn bowling greens and racket sports, including pickleball and tennis. If you're wondering about the pickleball courts, they're under construction right now, or under renovation, and they'll probably be done within the next week to 2 weeks. We have a fitness center with an indoor natatorium. For the fitness center, you can get annual memberships, daily passes, or the best thing is a lot of your insurance providers have programs such as Silver Sneakers, where if you sign up and register, you can get a free membership. We have over 32 miles of trails, a dog park, RV park, a library, full-service library with books and DVDs, and of course, this beautiful Woodlands Auditorium. I think the best way to go, Paul, is if you'll go to where our calendar is. There's 2 places to find out the events that we do. You can go to our calendar, if you go to the calendar or the website, on the top right of the screen, it'll say calendar. That's, if you kind of want to do some long-range forecasting, if you have family coming in for vacation next February, we'll have things on the calendar that the Parks and Recreation events are going to have. Anywhere from concerts, hikes, kayak paddles, and things like that. If y'all go to hsvticketsales.com, again, that's hsvticketsales.com, is what you can find on there, is all the events that we have coming up in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Everything from concerts, national touring acts, to local organizations, to concerts at Grove Park right across the street. So a lot of cool things happening. But again, if you want to look 6 to 8 weeks, go to hsvticketsales.com.
Good morning, everybody. One of my first questions I like to ask, how many folks live on the lake? Just a few. Good deal, good deal. Well, my name is Brad. I'm the lakes manager here in the village, and we're involved with everything about the lakes, from buoys and skiing and all that good stuff, to fishing, to dredging, to electrofishing. We shock fish in the water. We have a good time with that in the spring. So we have a little over 2,000 acres of recreational water here in the village, right at 60 miles of shoreline on our lakes in here. 11 recreational lakes from 11 to 944 acres. We have 4 lakes that allow tubing and skiing and those kind of recreational activities. The others are much smaller, so we restricted on those. And we have 2 beaches, as Terry was just saying. We have some really good fishing, largemouth and spotted bass. We have some smallmouth bass in some streams just outside the village, but we don't have smallmouth in our lakes. We have several different species of catfish and sunfish and those things. We do have walleye in Lake Cortez. Honestly, I haven't heard anybody catching one yet this year, so if you guys are fortunate enough to catch one, we'd like to see it. There are limited numbers in there. Another activity that we do in the fall is we draw lakes down that allows us to do work on those lakes. We lower them depending on the lake, and we may lower it 3 feet, we may lower it 8 feet, depending on the lake and how long we're going to have it down and what activity we plan on doing. That allows us to remove sediments that wash in. Also allows the property owners to do maintenance on boat docks and seawalls and those kind of things along the shoreline. This last year we had Lake DeSoto down. Starting next month, we're going to have a hydraulic dredge on Lake DeSoto. That's another continuation of our dredging process. They'll be on Lake DeSoto in selected locations over there. We have a map of those locations that we send out periodically on the Village Digest, or you can contact me and I'd be happy to pass along if you're one of those folks there. This fall, we're pulling down Lakes Penita and Isabella. Penita, we're going to pull down about 8 feet. Isabella, we're probably going to pull down 3 or 4 feet. We just don't have access to some of the areas that need to be dredged on Lake Isabella, so we're just going to pull it down enough to allow homeowners to do repairs on docks and seawalls and those kind of things, and then we can fill it back up when those are completed. So that's kind of where we are right now. If you are on a lake in the springtime, we do electrofishing. If you're on the water and as it starts to get evening, you see something hovering across the water, looks like a spaceship, that's us. You can call the police, they already know we're there. We call them every time we put that boat in the water because they're going to get a call when we put it in the water. Just a nice little hum, got a high output generator in the water, and we put our hands on a lot of fish in the springtime. So that's something that we occasionally take property owners. If you're interested in something like that, you'll see more fish than you've ever seen, different kinds of fish that you may not ever even know exist, especially in our lakes here. And we take folks on those on occasion. It's not a free ride, you get to work, but you'll have a good time doing it. So that's kind of what we do pretty quick. Thank y'all.
Good morning, everyone. Glad you came this morning. First of all, one of the first things you need to know in the village is we do enforce all traffic rules and regulations. So if one of my guys stop you and give you an invitation to go see the judge, you might want to show up. It is real. It is real. Now, if you do receive a citation, you'll have to go to either Hot Springs or Benton. Those are the 2 areas that those citations go to. So please pay attention to all the traffic rules. And it's kind of hard, especially we've got some folks from Dallas. It's hard to slow down. It's hard to slow down. And then these hills and curves, use your brakes. You know, they're there for a reason. But just be safe. These roads are pretty, and the deer, you don't want to be a hood ornament. So you have to be careful. Our police officers are fully certified police officers through the state of Arkansas. We're commissioned in 2 counties, both Garland and Saline. We do have a mutual aid agreement with both sheriff's office that if they need help outside, we will go assist them when we have that manpower. So you may see one of our cars out in Garland or in Saline County, quite a ways out in the county. And if you do, that's because we have that mutual aid agreement. So we have 24/7 dispatch. We're one of the few departments that you can call 24/7 and get a live person, okay? And people call, and we'll direct you wherever you need to go. My folks are real knowledgeable about the rest of the POA, and we'd be glad to assist you. If you're going to preset your phone to 911 to dial, it'll work. We have people all the time who preset their phone to call 911. And they call us and, well, I'm just testing my phone. Stay on the line, because as soon as that phone rings, you can't hit that last one and we have the call. And if you hang up, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a call back. And if we can't get a hold of you, we're going to send a police officer to your house to see what the problem is, because you called 911, now you won't answer. So we're going to come out and see if you need our help, okay? The non-emergency number you see there, the 922-0011, use that number for all those informational type calls, and we will answer that. The gates. How many of you have used the Explore the Village? You can get on there and put your folks in, your guest, online, or the gate number 922-1640. If you call the gates, both computers are connected. So if you get one gate, they're going to put the information in at the other. If you go online, it's going to hit both gates. Okay, but those folks are pretty busy, so they may not answer. So we encourage everyone to use the online system. That's your best way of making sure your guests get in. At the police department, I've got a couple of programs that I'm very proud of. One of them is the Citizens Police Academy. That's a program I run twice a year. It's 8 weeks, 1 night a week. And for a couple hours a night, we go through and I talk about the administration. I talk about patrol, have a patrolman come in, bring our CID guys in and let them show you what they do in criminal investigations. I try to bring in guest speakers. The Garland County coroner comes out and he explains what the coroner office does and the process if you have a death. So there's lots of good information that we get out there in 8 weeks. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, the very last night, we have a Milo shooting simulator. Okay, and if you have never handled a gun and you would like, I put you on the machine. And I put you in a situation that a police officer's in and let you make the decision. Do you shoot? Don't shoot? What should you do? And it's amazing how your adrenaline dumps and you get into the system and your heart will race and you'll go breathing hard and you have to make that tough decision. So it's a really good program. If you get a chance, we advertise that. We'd love to have you. I think you'll learn a lot. Another program is Coffee with the Chief. That's the second Tuesday of each month at 8 o'clock in the morning. And yes, 8 a.m. does occur in the village. I get that all the time. Can't you do it at noon? Well, it wouldn't, be coffee. I guess we could drink coffee at noon. But there again, this is a program for sharing information, bringing you up on Arkansas law. Most laws from all the other states are similar, but there's a little bit of difference. So now that you're in Arkansas, you need to be familiar with the Arkansas laws. So we talk a lot of that. There again, bring in guest speakers. Like Brad had him with the lakes, and he had a pretty detailed program. So lots of good information. And we'd love to have you if you get a chance to come to that. Another thing that we do here that a lot of departments across the country cannot do, we have a vacation watch. And if you're going out of town, if you'll come in and fill out a form or go online and fill out a form, we'll be glad to drive by as time allows, and we'll check your property to make sure it's still okay. And the form will have contact numbers, so if something happens, we can get a hold of you. If you return and you do not call us, though, guess what? You may meet a police officer walking around your house, and it may scare you. So be sure to call us when you do return. Just let us know, hey, I'm home. Another program that we have is Smart 911. Now, this program is totally free, don't cost you a dime. And when you call 911, this is a additional program that pops up on the second screen, and it provides us with the information that you may want us to know to help better serve you. What I like about it is you can put your garage code in there so we don't have to break your door in. When you call us, we've got your garage code, we can get in. And then you can put pictures, you can put your license information, you can put your pets. If you have a dog that likes to bite, I'd like to know that before I arrive. You know, so there's lots of good information. And smart911.com, just go in and fill out the information. Build you a profile for each phone number that you're going to be calling from, because this system also carries with you across the country. Any dispatch center that participates in the Smart 911 program, if you're in Little Rock or you're in Kansas and that dispatch center participates, when you call, it's going to allow them to have some information. So it's a really good program. Now, there's one thing that you need to know. If I ask someone right now to call an ambulance to this building, how many of you would know what the address is? Probably not many, because that's one of the first things that the operator's going to ask. What is the address of your emergency? So these cell phones, they go to the nearest tower. So if the tower that's closest to the village is down, it may go to a tower that goes to Little Rock or to Garland County. And when you get on there and say, what's the address of your emergency? And they go, I don't know, I'm at the Woodlands Auditorium. They're going to say, I don't know what the Woodlands Auditorium is, because they're not familiar with the village. So if you're outside the village and you have an emergency, tell them, or if you're inside the village, you have an emergency, you don't know the address, say I'm in Hot Springs Village, and they'll do a one-button transfer back to my dispatch. That way, when you tell my dispatch you're at the Woodlands Auditorium, they know where to send an ambulance or send the fire or send police. So that's very important if you're within the village. Now, if you're outside the village, if you have your location services on your cell phone where the GPS is working, it will pop up the longitude and latitude on the screen so that if you don't know exactly where you are, we can start searching by that longitude and latitude. So that's very important to make sure that your location services are on that cell phone. We have another program here called Code Red. What that is a reverse dialing system. So if we have an incident such as an Alzheimer's patient walk away, if you have signed up for this program, this system will call all the numbers who have signed up that we've assigned a certain geographical area to make the calls. So the only thing, if you sign up, remember you sign up, because invariably when we send it out, people call and say, what's this phone call I received? What is this? It's because you've signed up for the program. Okay. Contact Plus is another program that you provide us with information. So if we need to try to locate you for some reason, we get a lot of calls for welfare checks. And that's not the type you cash at the bank. Okay, y'all awake? You follow me? Okay. The welfare check is if your child or someone you know calls and say, hey, I can't get a hold of Mr. Smith, and we'll go by and we'll check the residence and we'll look for information. We'll check this Contact Plus and we'll say, okay, there should be cars there. The neighbor has a key to the house, or maybe we can get in and check inside if all the cars are there, and all indications are that you're there. We've checked the hospitals. You've not been transported to a hospital. So this is just another program to provide us with more information to help better serve you. Vial of Life is another program. It's a little vial, and it has a sticker that you put on your front door, a little orange sticker, to let us know that your medical information is inside this vial in the freezer. That helps folks understand what you're on, what you're taking, your medications, and helps the ambulance crew better serve you as well. So that's a good program, and you can pick those up at various locations. If you can't find one and want one, let me know, and I'll make sure that you get one. We have a drug take-back box at the police department inside the dispatch office. We do not want you to put pharmaceuticals down our sewer system, and we don't want it in the trash. So we provide you a box, a safe place that you can bring all those drugs and deposit them, and we send them to the state police, and they are burned in an incinerator that's certified to burn these type drugs. And then twice a year, we have a national drug take-back day, and we'll set up locations, usually at the POA, and you can drive by and just drop them off. So that way we keep these, out of our systems, and, it's just a safe way of disposing of them. All right, thank you very much. Glad you come to the village, and we'll be seeing you around. Have a good day.
My name's Jason Miller. I'm with the fire department. You see the first note up there, Hot Springs Village has a ISO rating of 4. And what does that mean to you? A lot of insurance companies, you pay your annual insurance for your home. They grade us, ISO grades us as a 4. And then some insurance companies do not go off of ISO. What they do is they go off of fire loss. If we have a lot of fire loss in the Hot Springs Village, that means your rates go up. So you need to check with your insurance companies to see how they are doing your policy, and then go from there. But we are an ISO 4. If they say we're a 5, that was our old rating. We are a 4 now. We are a National Firewise community. What that means is we have a program that we go out and we mitigate any of the wildfires that you have around maybe your house. Talk about cleaning off out the gutters, the roofs, any overhanging limbs over your home, storing wood somewhere not next to your house, and things like that. So if you have any questions, or questions about it, you can always call us and go from there. We have 4 stations here in Hot Springs Village, one at the Colella area, one at Cortez, one at Balboa Station, and then the Coronado Station off of Balearic Road. The Colella Station is up there attached to the police department, 113. We're 115. Cortez Station is right there by Good Samaritans, and then Balboa Station is off of Ponce out at the east. We have a no burning policy in Hot Springs Village, and what that means is you can't just go clean your debris or those limbs that you clean around your house and stuff like that. You are not allowed to burn them. The POA has a special pickup on Fridays that you have to bundle your yard waste or anything like that, and they will come by and pick those up. But we do not have an open burning policy because we've had some structure fires from fireworks, from people burning and things like that. And going with the fireworks that are not permitted here in Hot Springs Village, we have had some structure fires from bottle rockets and things like that. So we do not have a open fireworks in Hot Springs Village. The fire department, we have a smoke alarm program, and what that smoke alarm program is, what you call us if you have a little chirping going on every 20 to 30 seconds. Typically, you probably need to replace your batteries, but we also inform you of a 10-year program for those, or not a program, but a 10-year lifespan on those smoke alarms. Does anybody know that? 10-year life? Okay. So if you go back home and you say, well, I need to check my smoke alarm, and you don't want to get up on that ladder, call us. We'll come up there, We'll get on the ladder and we'll help you. We have a lot of elderlies, widows and widowers that we would recommend not having to send an ambulance there. We'll show up instead. So please just give us a call if you ever have any questions about the smoke alarms. I know there's not a slide for the emergency services that we also offer or have here in Hot Springs Village. We have 3 ALS ambulance units here in Hot Springs Village. The ALS units are advanced life support units. They do have a paramedic on board that can push the drugs and do some other things that an EMT can't. So we also have a helicopter that is attached to the program. The helicopter, the air ambulance, you guys as members pay that on your water bill. That is a subsidy. They are subsidized to Hot Springs Village, and they are required to have the 3 ambulances here. That don't mean that they're going to be here. That means if we're what we call as at a level 0, that means we have no ambulances in the village. The fire department also has we first respond. We're all trained as emergency responders, and some of us are EMTs. And we will respond if an ambulance is not available in Hot Springs Village. A little bit about the program. You're a platinum member, so if you were to be transferred to Hot Springs or the closest hospital, you're not going to be billed above what the insurance pays. Okay, so make sure you check your rates when you get a bill. If you get a bill from LifeNet, you'll need to call them and say, look, I'm a Hot Springs Village resident. I'm a platinum member. So make sure you check with that. Also with the air ambulance, it's the same thing. If if the air ambulance is dispatched and they come here and pick you up and take you to the heart hospital, it should be the same thing. Okay, so check with that. Now, if we have the air ambulances, the LifeNet ambulance is not available, they will send in another ambulance. It could be Baptist or it could be Survival Flight. That billing is going to be different because that's not attached to the LifeNet program. I guess that's it. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Temple, and I'm your Director of Public Services here in the village. Grew up here in Arkansas, and then I went to Texas A&M, so I do have some time in Texas over there. I'm a genuine Aggie. I see some T-Sips out there. Welcome to the village. This is a great place. Guys, you know, we got a great football game coming this weekend, so either way, one of my teams are going to win, and so it's a great place to be here in Arkansas when that game is going on. But I want to tell you about I want to tell you about Hot Springs Village, and this is probably a very wonderful, special place to be. I'm a practiced professional civil engineer for 25 years before I came to work here. I've been here 8 years. One of the most fascinating places in the United States to be is right here, from an infrastructure, from an engineer point. So if I get excited talking about the village here today, you'll understand why about what you're about to hear. Everything here in the village you paid for. We don't get any money from taxes or grants or anything. Everything you see, the roads, the services, the water, the wastewater, all of the facilities, recreational, fire, emergency services, comes out of our fees and utility rates. It's pretty amazing. We're pretty independent in that sense. We have over 472 roads that are paved here in the village that we have to maintain year-round. About nearly 30 miles of gravel roads here that a lot of folks take and walk their dogs down. They're undeveloped subdivisions in some areas, but really scenic, unique places to go see. Next slide. We also provide our own sanitation services to your home. Something new is about to happen. Next year, we are going to be converting from filling the sanitation trucks from the rear with having 2 people ride on the back of it to automatic side loaders. You'll be given a brand new trash cart this year. It'll be delivered to your home before the end of the year, and we expect to convert to side loaders, automated side loaders, probably around January. And so that's something that's will be a change. You'll be rolling a nice trash can up to the edge of the road, and we'll be picking it up here for you. Some of you are familiar with that probably from where you came from, but it's a little bit new here in the village. And we also do some recycling. I know you asked a question about it. It's on Thursdays here right behind the Woodlands, and it's limited to cardboard, number 2 plastics, glass, aluminum cans. And by the way, here in the village, these recycled materials all go to Garland County, who has a larger recycling center. And that's also a place that you can go. We are on Highway 7, that's what they call the recycling transfer station. There is a recycling center there for more items than what you can donate here, as well as Garland County. In the city of Hot Springs, there is a self-serve recycling center. So you can actually do that any day of the week. If you want to haul your recyclable materials down to that is available. But on Thursdays, we do have a little trailer that parked out here in the back, saves you a little bit of a trip. And we do have the record in the state for donating the most glass in Arkansas. I guess that comes from not drinking glasses, but possibly there's a lot of wine and olive oil containers. I think we drink a lot of olive oil here in the village. So we do have the record for the most donated recycled glass, and something to be proud of. Lake Lago Reservoir, we provide our own water here in the village. We're completely independent. We pump that water from the Middle Fork Creek, which is an extraordinary water resource in Arkansas. A very, very clean creek. We pump that to Lake Lago, which is a 100-acre reservoir. We don't allow any fishing on it or kayaking. Someday we might allow that, but right now we don't. And that is our water supply. If we were to lose that original water source, we'd have over a year's worth of water supply saved up in this lake. And it's a very beautiful lake. It does have fish in it. We do have to maintain that wildlife habitat there as well. But your water is very good. I don't know if you've been from Texas, and some places in Texas that has a little bit of a sulfur smell. I used to work in Lufkin. Some water doesn't smell good. Here in Arkansas, your water smells good. It tastes good straight out of the tap. And if you run it through a Brita filter or just your regular refrigerator filter, your water becomes exceptionally good water. You should bottle it. You should sell it yourself. It's that good. But it's really a good resource here and something for you to enjoy. This is our water treatment plant from the air. We can make 6 million gallons of water per day. Right now, we operate around 2 to 3 million gallons per day of water, so we have plenty of water to expand. So invite your friends to come move to the village. We've got plenty of water for them. There's plenty of places to build houses here, and we would encourage that. And this is a great water supply if you're looking for it. Next. Home grinder pump systems. Depending on where you live, if you live on the west side of the village, you probably won't see a little green cover out in your backyard that's over a small simplex grinder pump system. You probably have a gravity system that just drains to the road and ties into a gravity sewer and goes to our wastewater treatment plants. But the further east you get, most of the homes have little tiny pump systems, and they have a little green top, and you'll see a little control panel on the wall of your house. If you hear a buzzard going off, and you'll know, it sounds like a buzzard going off. Or if you might hear your neighbor's buzzard alarm going off, you need to call. And you might want to write down this number, but it's a pretty common number, 922-5556. Pretty easy number to remember, 922-5556. That is the main number to the admin building. It's probably on that magnet that you got. And as for the Public Services Department, we will send out a crew to do that repair on that grinder pump system. A lot of times it's just a simple capacitor or a float that is stuck. That's totally free service to you. It's all incorporated in your water and sewer utility bill. So it's a great service we provide to you. You don't have to worry about that. But if you see a flashing light or you hear a buzzard, call that number. If it's after hours, and say it's after 5 o'clock or after 4:30, you can call our water plant. And this is all on the website. If you go explore the explorethevillage.com website and you go to the utilities and water, you can also find these phone numbers there. But write this down, 922-1323. Not too hard to remember, 922-1323. 2-3, and you're going to call the water plant. We have someone there 24 hours a day, and they can come out and take a look at your grinder pump or anything that's wrong, and either we'll try to fix it there, or we'll call somebody in to come fix it, or we'll take care of it the first thing the next morning. So we provide great service when it comes to utilities for you, the residents. We also have our own, I call them water reclamation plants. You may have heard of their wastewater treatment plants. We have 2 here in the village that we operate. One is behind the Lake Cortez Dam. That is our Mill Creek, which is the bottom right-hand corner. Wastewater treatment plant, they can handle up to 1 million gallons per day of water. This one's about 50 to 60% loaded, so we got plenty of room for your friends who want to move here on the west side of the village. And the one at the top left is our Cedar Creek. It's behind Lake Balboa. It's a 1 million gallon per day wastewater treatment plant. It's halfway loaded, so we still got plenty of room for folks to move here. Be sure and call your friends. We do an excellent job of what I call reclaiming our water. We pull the water back out of the waste, and we dispose of the waste at our local landfills, and we turn water back to the nature's environment better and more fresher and more pure than the receiving creek or stream that it's going to. We have very, very strict discharge limits on our wastewater treatment plants. So you can feel good about our environment. We take that very serious, and we treat our wastewater to a high level of quality, and we give it back to Mother Nature. And this is the fountains at the West Gate. We've just recently, maybe you noticed it wasn't running, but we just recently had fixed the pumps, and we're working on the LED light system there. That may take a while to get fixed, but we're working on that. It's a great fountain. That structure in the middle was designed by a famous architect, Ife Jones, from the University of Arkansas. And so it's kind of a landmark. You may see something similar to that over at Garden Gardens. So we have a lot of kind of cool. We've got some architecture here in Arkansas that's special to just the village. At your home, and I'll tell you about 2 things. Outside of your home, Mother Nature takes care of it. We usually blow the leaves off the roads and all our parking lots and stuff like that, or we'll pick them up and haul them out. But at the homes, we have what they call a leaf pickup, and it's on Fridays. You'll call down to our office, 922-5556. It should be pretty easy. And ask for the public services, and you want to do a leaf pickup. And so you buy your tags from our office. They're like $5 for a set of tags that you wrap around your bags, and you fill your bags up with leaves. We'll come pick them up on Friday, and we take them and actually haul them to the City of Hot Springs wastewater treatment facility where they compost them. And by the way, that's a great place. The City of Hot Springs at their wastewater facility has some great compost for you gardeners out there, and that's what we do with that. If you have, we also have what we call a special pickup. If you've got like an old refrigerator, an old couch, I think it's like $25 fee, you can call and coordinate that too, and we'll come pick that up on a Friday. It's a scheduled time to haul that off for you as well. If for any reason your trash doesn't get picked up, we do have what we call community dumpsters. It's on I think it's 208 Minorca, which is our street department, sanitation department. It's right next to the Beehive. We have a couple of the big green dumpsters, and that's for the community. If you've got extra trash or anything like that you want to get rid of, you can drive down there and dispose of that in those big green dumpsters at that location. So that's just a little bit extra service that maybe you didn't know about.
That's all the time we have for you.
By a show of hands, how many of you guys did an orientation at the POA office? Okay, so it's really, really important, even though you're moved in, I want you guys to come down and have an orientation with us. It's number one, you get a whole packet of information. We put all of the maps in there for you. We circle all the important stuff, and we also look up what day your trash is. We have all the information. We're kind of like the hub. We know a lot about all of the different departments. We make sure that you are set up for success. And second, we want to build a relationship with you. Whenever you come in, we want you to feel like your family. Even if you're just driving by, we want you to come by and see us. Any questions you guys have, we can answer. I am going to touch on some of the questions that I had earlier, or they had earlier. So I'm also from Texas. I'm a native Texan. I know. I love Texas. But let me tell you guys, I love this community. I don't know if I'm ever going to leave. I love it here. I'm very excited about it. That's why I'm also glad I'm in member services, because I like to get you guys excited about it. So with the DMV, because I'm from Texas, I have a step-by-step with all the addresses, all the phone numbers, and the hours for how to go and what county you're in, because we have 2 different counties in our community. So we have Saline County and we have Garland County. So I have all those addresses for you. So any questions you guys have, please just come see me. I'm gonna give you a hug, and and I'm gonna give you a hug, I'm gonna ask how your day is going, and then we're gonna get your list of questions taken care of. I love it when you bring me lists of questions, because I have some that already have. I love going through everything with you guys, and if there's something I don't know, we're gonna walk over there and we're gonna figure it out together at a different department, because I wanna learn it with you. So always come by and see us. If you have not been at an orientation, come in anytime, just walk in and we will figure it out. There's a lot of us up there. One of us will grab you and we'll do an orientation with you, because I really want you to have all the tools at hand. And it's good local in a file, well, in a folder. So anyways, so some of the questions that I get a lot are, I've just moved here. I have a lot of family coming, and they're gonna probably come a lot, especially during the summer with grandkids and kids and stuff like that. So the family tree goes up and down. So it goes parents and grandparents, and then it goes kids and grandkids. It doesn't go brother, cousin, uncle, and aunt. So we can do a family card, and unlike y'all's member cards, they expire every year. It's a calendar year. So whenever your renewals come up, which they're coming up very soon, you will go ahead and update them along with your vehicle decals, your golf cart decals, all of that stuff. And that gets them from January to December. If you want to do a member designation, let me explain. So you're allowed 2 members on each property. So you're an avid golfer, but your wife isn't gonna do anything recreationally. It does not change the deed. It does not change any of the legal paperwork. We will reassign the member rights to the brother, uncle, or cousin that is coming down all the time and wants to be your golf buddy or your pickleball buddy. So we can reassign the member rights, which means they will get a member card. And your wife will still have, your husband will still have a member card. That doesn't change, but they will pay guest pricing at anything recreational, which includes the indoor pool, the outdoor pool, fitness center, all of that stuff. So just make sure you realize exactly what it entails before you reassign rights, because I have people come back and say, uh-oh, my wife went to go play pickleball today and it was no bueno. So make sure, come and see me and we will go through everything together. Plus, like I said, we want to build relationships. Come see all of us downstairs. All right, well, like I said, if you have not had an orientation, come and see us so we can go through it, even if you're a renter. We still want to do orientation so you know when your trash days are and you know where to go for different things. All right.
Welcome to Hot Springs Village. My name is Kim Massey. I am the HR manager here at the POA. And much like Tilly said, I'd like to welcome you. I know that the last thing you're sitting out there thinking about is, I'm never going to go to work here. I'm going to golf and I'm going to pickleball and I'm going to tennis. Okay, I'll see you in my office in about a year when you've decided that, okay, I've had enough of that. All jokes aside, it does take a small size village to run this place. We are 450 people on average strong. Everything from the animal control officers up to our general manager to keep everything moving through here. So at any time, you can go to our website at explorethevillage.com, go to the career tab, and you will be able to find positions that are available. they may not change every day. Some positions are evergreen, and what evergreen means is if you're looking for like to work on the golf course and you love to drive lawnmowers, we have greenskeeper positions. They stay open all the time, year round. Those jobs are constantly turning people. So feel free at any point to come in here and look for a job. Contact the HR department at the main number if you have some questions. It does take a little bit of time for us to answer it. The system is automated as far as, you know, if you're going to get an interview, do you need more information? You will be fed back information through that portal. The last thing I will close with is I will let you know that while the 450 employees are not all residents within the POA, over 70% of us are. And I would like you to look at your neighbors and stuff, and then they too are not only property owners, but they are also in service here as a POA to make this the utopia you're hoping for. So welcome. If there's anything you need, we are at the main POA building, and you go through Tilly's group and she will help you find us. Thank you very much.
I'm Paul Sage. I'm the marketing manager here. I do all things advertising, website, email marketing, Facebook, just about anything that you see communicated to you as a member probably came through my office. So the first thing to know, and the most important thing to know, is how do I get to all this stuff on the web? On our, what do we mean when we say on our website? Well, we mean explorethevillage.com, and up at the top is the little green bar that says members. And then when you go to members, you will see a screen that looks like this. Now, it'll change from time to time, but what you need to know is that the top 6 little boxes, those are the things that are going to make you plug in your member number and password. So you need to know that. If you want to get somebody into the gate, you've got to have a password. The other things down at the bottom, like clubs and organization or sign up for e-news, anyone can find out about, and you can click on that. That sign up for e-news means you get the Village Digest every Friday on or about 4:30. If you sign up for e-news, you will get the Village Digest. If you sign up for e-news, you will also get other emails. And sometimes you might not like those emails, or they might not be as exciting as the Village Digest. Do not unsubscribe. If you unsubscribe to something you get from the board or something during the week about a power outage or a water outage or a street outage or something like that, once you unsubscribe, you're taking yourself off our list. So please don't unsubscribe. Just wait for Friday and get the Village Digest and keep yourself on the list. Right now, we send the Village Digest to about 12,000 subscribers a week, and we have a phenomenal rate of opening, and people open the Village Digest. That's also sometimes called the Friday Digest. So there's lots, everything going on that's big is in there. Lots of information on dining. We have our About Town section, so if, for example, a church or an organization is putting on a special event open to the public, you'll see it on there. We really try to capture everything. I think last week we had about 40 different items in the Village Digest. So if you're not reading the Village Digest, you're not getting all the news. Go on to the next slide. We also have, if you've been in our lobby, you see this wall of brochures. So the churches, different healthcare organizations, different clubs. If you have a club that you're a member of and your brochure is not in there, bring it on, and Tilly and the other folks downstairs will put your brochure in our wall. You see we have a few empty slots. Go on to the next one, go ahead. We also have independent media operating here in the village. The POA does not control the newspaper. The newspaper is a free and independent newspaper. When I say free, meaning the free press. If you want a subscription delivered to your house, you will pay for it. You can go find the Village Voice, not to be confused with what goes on the streets in New York and in Greenwich Village, but this is our Hot Springs Village Voice. And it is a fine newspaper delivered in the mailbox like clockwork. You will receive it on Tuesday in your mailbox. It's a weekly publication, and there's lots going on about things you won't find necessarily in what we put out in Facebook or on the Village Digest. You'll find in the Village Voice. Also, there is a radio station, KVRE, Village Radio Entertainment. Not only can you get it at 92.9 FM, you can set up your Alexa or Echo speaker, and you can get it through TuneIn Radio. You can get it through your phone. You can listen to KVRE all over the world if you want, if you have the right app and the right setup. So those both are operated independently. They are not, we do not influence their content, which is good. We have a free and independent local news media. Let me just tell you one more thing in addition to the newspaper and KVRE. In terms of what the POA controls, we control the Village Digest. We also control Facebook and Instagram, so you want to go on and sign up for those as well. We have over 7,000 Facebook followers, and that's typically a daily post of things that are going on here. So keep in touch. There's lots of ways to stay connected, and if you need to get back in touch with me and learn how to use all this, I'll give you my card at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
But I know a lot of you are, again, we talked about, how many from Arkansas, by the way? I didn't ask that. How many of you are, where are you from, sir? Yeah.
I grew up in Hazen.
Sure.
I've lived in Texas.
The biggest mosquitoes I've seen are over around Hazen. I encourage you, you out-of-state folks, to travel Arkansas. In my former life, I was with the Department of Parks and Tourism. Go to the Delta, go to the Ozarks, go to places like Eureka Springs, go dig for diamonds, right? We have 52 state parks. It feels like you're living in a state park right now, doesn't it? This state is beautiful. We have about 3 million people in Arkansas, and if your thing is nature, being out, I encourage you to get out and see our state. I can always help you with that. I've got business cards up here, and I can always help plan an itinerary for you. That's one of the things I love doing. I'm the sales guy, if you hadn't figured out, of Hot Springs Village. I'm the sales guy. I go to trade shows. I talk to visitors. Guess who my best salespeople are in the room? You. I want to talk to you about discovery packages. Any chance did any of you come to Hot Springs Village on a discovery package? Right there. We have a program to bring visitors in for 3 days and 2 nights to either play golf or not play golf, take a tour of the community for a very low price. I mean, we essentially break even on it. And as you know, living here, it takes that long, right, to just get your bearings in this community, right? Just to understand Hot Springs Village. We do hundreds of these discovery packages a year, so my quote to you is if you have friends or if you have family that are also interested in moving to Hot Springs Village, you can take one of my cards, but we have a program in place called Discovery Packages to bring them here to just decide. It's not really vacation. It is deciding whether or not you want to be a part and move to this community, all right? That's all I really wanted to talk about on Discovery Packages. One of the things that I enjoy doing most here is taking people on tours of the community. Just know that I have a tourism van at the POA. If you want me to just spend a couple hours with you, drive you around to the amenities or things that you want to see, call me, reach out to me. I'm happy to spend some time with you and just talk to you about just over coffee, over lunch. Let's tour the village together, all right? All right, motion to adjourn? Thank you. So moved. Thank y'all very much for coming to see us today.